Oh Lord.
Tide ho.
Oh Lord.
Ho tide.
Lord. Oh
Tide
my.
ho.
Wait a minute. Oh Lord.
Hey,
What's going on?
what y'all got going on?
How are y'all?
I'm sorry. I had took a shot before we
He
started.
did. Right before.
And I was like, okay, I can adjust. I can really adjust. But apparently I cannot.
No. It was a lot.
No, something about that liquor that just hits my stomach. Like, it
Yeah.
hits like below.
I
Like,
told you, it's that what is it? Love? Evolve? Well, I don't know, I forgot. It's from Poland. It's from Poland.
okay, that's all we need to know. Because we know they need help.
They've been through a lot. Well, what's going on? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. You know, today is a very exciting day for
I
me.
know.
I'm moving tomorrow. Yes.
Yay. Too
I'm,
far from me, but it's okay.
oh, what? And you know, we actually used to live down the street from each other.
Yeah,
Like literally
he's
down the
walking
street.
distance. But this is gonna be a distance. But I'm happy for him because I know this is gonna be
Yeah.
amazing, and it's gonna be his place
Yeah.
with Bay.
Yeah, it's gonna be with Bay. Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while.
I
Like, I
know.
didn't even know that we really are moving that far from me. We always stood close by each other. Even when that time when I moved by BJ.
Yeah,
Well, I wasn't saying I moved by him, but I was very spent a
he
quite
was.
an awful time.
But I mean, it's it's still that's still
Well, that's
around
when I had
that
a
area.
car, so we
Huh?
was able to see each other
So it's
back
gonna
and
be
forth.
adjustment. But I mean,
Yeah.
we talk on the phone, so it's
Trust me,
nothing.
you know. And you know, we are gonna still be doing our broadcast, so that's not gonna stop. We're not
You
gonna
guys are
stop.
still gonna get more of us.
Yes, we're
I
not
hope you
going
don't
anywhere.
think that was gonna stop.
Yeah, we're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep on
Yeah.
giving more and
Yes.
everything. But I'm just really, really excited. We had got
I'm very
everything, and
excited
I'm
for
very
you.
paranoid. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Now, here's a little story. I'm so sorry,
Mm-hmm.
but here's a story. Like when I first moved into my first apartment, it was like so much going on. Like it was like a lot, and by that being said, actually, like, the apartment kept on moving my date back of moving in. So they finally settled on a date, which was going to be on a Saturday, which anybody knows for apartment on Saturdays, they close early.
Yeah. Plus,
So,
that's when everybody's out. Everybody's
yeah.
like here.
Yeah. So, by that being said, I was like, oh, so skeptical because they were saying they was cleaning the carpet and stuff like that. So at the time, they was waiting for the carpet to dry or whatever case may be. So Saturday, and no, they still was really working on the place, and I was like, "How the hell?" Okay, whatever. So I got everything set up. I got the U-Haul, everything. I got my brother to help me. I paid him a little money and stuff like that, and everything went wrong. And when I mean everything went wrong, it went completely wrong. First of all, I called the apartment people. I thought that my apartment would have been ready. They say, no, it's not ready yet. So we'll be ready before we close. I'm like, okay, are y'all sure? Because y'all closed quite early.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it's going to be open. So I said, okay, cool. So at that time, I had my brother and my friend to come and help me move my things. And I had got everything, you guys. This is my first apartment. So I said I wanted to have it stacked, furnished,
Everything's ready.
everything was like I had everything for each room, every room of my setting. I had the living room, I had the dining room, I had my bedroom, I had the TVs, I had the cable, I had everything ready. So by that being said, I was just completely ready. I was stacked for it. So, and the person that I was dating at the time, who should not be named, was actually coming away from Dallas. So it was like everything was on point. So at the time, we got started. I went to the U-Haul place to go pick up my U-Haul that I had reserved for a whole like month or two. I think it was a month, but maybe two. I don't know. But I was very precise on how I set everything up. So I went over there trying to get that together. So, and plus I wanted to move out because the deadline was, like, I was trying to save money at the same time because of where I had my stuff storage at the storage place, which was, if I didn't get it out that day, I was going to be charged for the next month. So it was like right on the nose where I had to get everything done.
Yeah.
So I got to the U-Haul place. I found out they gave away my U-Haul. I had searched around everywhere looking for the U-Haul. So this was in a time in March, I believe, and they were saying pretty much so everybody was using U-Hauls because they was moving, because they got their taxes so they will be able to move.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, how did I not?
How's it? Mine wasn't set up.
Yes,
I already
how
paid for
was
it.
my U-Haul taken away?
Yeah.
And it was like, well, we saw, and remind you guys, I had confirmed, because with U-Haul, you have to pretty much confirm a day or two beforehand, and I did that. So I was very upset. So I was like, oh Lord, I was a mess. So eventually,
Did they at least comp you?
yeah, they compensated me.
Okay, good.
And I went back home. I was very upset. I was angry. And then, I was praying to God. I was like, is it not that you want me to move in? Like, what's going on? So eventually I found out another place that I can go rent to. Mm-hmm. So I found them, and they had a truck already. So I said, okay, cool. Let me go out there. And now, by the way, by me missing this appointment with the U-Haul people, my friend, he kind of was like, well, I'm kind of tired, so I'm really not going to be able to do it because it was hours later. And I can understand that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm a one mover down, but I still got my brother.
Yeah.
So after I did that, I had went to the place with my brother. And as soon as I get out the car, now I'm thinking my brother's going to stay in the car. He didn't stay in the car. He got out the car. Now, remind you, I had my car running, and I thought he was going to stay in the car because he didn't need to get out. I was going to get the stuff myself. I was going to get the truck myself and, get the keys. He got out my car and locked my doors with my keys in the car. And remind you, my car was on E.
Still running.
With the AC on.
Still running.
Still running. Thank God I knew, I worked at a gas station at the time, so I had like a lot of record people I knew who towed trucks and stuff like that, so I knew somebody to come unlock my car. But I was just so frustrated with him. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you lock my doors for my car on the passenger side? Like, what would you do that for? Like, I don't know how to lock my own doors. Oh, I didn't know. I was like, you know what? You did to me right now. So I got the record person to come out, and then I sent him to go and get my meet me by the furniture place and just start moving whatever you can. And then once the record person come unlock my car that you locked, I will come by and get the rest of the stuff. So at that time, that's what had happened. Now I went on the record person. Now the record person going the wrong way, so it took him even longer. Now to remind you, my car is still running with the AC unit on E. So he eventually got the right directions and came to where I was located at. So when he got there, I'm like, okay, cool. Now remind you, my brother didn't have a phone at this time, so I couldn't keep contact with him or knowing what the hell he was doing at the storage unit where my furniture was at.
Yeah.
So I get the phone call while the record truck company was going the wrong way, that my keys was ready and they getting ready to close, come pick up my keys. So the first thing I had to do was hurry up and go back to the apartment complex and get the keys before they close. So that's he came there, and I could have got a discount, but he didn't know who I was because pretty much I got a high pitched voice, so he didn't recognize me. So I had to pay full price. He was like, I would have charged you way lesser. He said, because I know you. But he said since it was a call and I had to announce it to the company and stuff like that, I got to charge you a little full price.
Yeah.
So I paid that, and then eventually I went out to the apartment complex, got my stuff, and then I get to the storage unit. My brother's nowhere to be found. Remind you, he don't have a phone. So I'm just like calling my parents, like, where the hell would he be at? I found out he had packed some things and he finally at my apartment. And no, he was looking for me, and I was like, how he's looking for me? Or whatever case may be. So he had got a little couple of things. It was like a mess. It was really, really a mess. But we got it done. But I'm so sorry to make this so long. But that's how a lot. It was so much that happened. It was ridiculous.
Exactly.
So that's why this time I'm moving in. I'm very skeptical of knowing, hey, what's going on? What's the plan? I even called the U-Haul. I'm not about to repeat history.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, y'all. So keep me out of it.
No,
but let's get into the...
No, keep going. Because, I would have been mad, too. Because it's like, I would have been mad, too, about that. Like, okay, my car is running, and it's on E. 1. My U-Haul is gone. 2. the extra person that I needed to help, they left. And I mean, yeah, like you said, it was understandable because it was ours,
Yeah.
but still, I needed you.
Oh,
And
no,
it's
wasn't
like
well, he
all
was kind of
this.
old, so he was an
Oh,
old guy.
well,
So,
never mind.
I was expecting him to do super much. I was expecting him to drive the truck actually, because I wasn't comfortable at driving the U-Haul truck. I drove
that's
it
good.
once, and honey, when I got, because when you go under the freeway and you make that U-turn, I was praying to God because I did not even know, because I could not see out that mirror to know if somebody was coming. So, by that being said, I had prayed when I made that turn.
That reminds me of this one time I had drove and I had hit something at the gas station. I was like, okay, I can't drive again.
Oh Lord, I didn't hit no one. Thank God. I had prayed to God. Like,
right?
I said, God, please, if you love me, you will let me make this turn. And I was praying while I was driving off. I was like, oh God, you love me. I didn't get hit. I can see in the back of me now. That was like so amazing. But let's get into the main topic today that we have set up for you guys. And I know y'all see by our title what it's called, but we still gotta announce it.
Yeah, we gotta tell you.
Because it could be a hoodwink situation.
Listen.
Okay, so name it.
We are doing forgiveness.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about should you forgive or not. And I titled it as forgiveness as a concept, but it's basically should you forgive people or not? Like how do you describe forgiveness? How do you do forgiveness? And what level of forgiveness are you ready to be on?
Yeah.
So we're doing that. So, all right, you guys, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So the first thing we're going to do, the simplest part of this forgiveness thing, should you forgive and forget? And this goes back to, how they have that saying, like, it's better to, always forgive but never forget.
Yeah.
Or it's better to forgive and forget than to hold on, like that kind of thing. So how do you feel about either of those? Like, how do you feel about that concept?
I used to always hear that saying when I was growing up. But it's pretty much so you don't forget.
Yeah.
I feel like anything you go through is a life learning experience, and you ain't supposed to forget that, and I always value believing in that. So, by you not forgetting, not to go through the same thing again, or allow the person who you forgave for doing something to do it again. Say, hey, then we went over this, didn't you say you were sorry? Because we got to get to the point where a person say they're sorry, but they constantly do the same thing to you, and that's not acceptable. And I feel like that's like in any situation or relationship and stuff like that. I feel like, say if it's a person who have a bad habit, their bad habit is talking out loud. Let's just put it in a metaphor. And you have an issue with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, hey, if we're in public, I don't like you just screaming out loud and talking, I prefer our conversations to be a little bit more private. So by that being said, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm just saying in the metaphor of what we're saying is when a person is working on something. So by that being said, you tell that person, hey, look, I know it's not going to happen overnight because, I'm saying, especially when a habit happens. So we're talking about a habit versus something different versus when a person just do something so bad and like, you should know better.
Yeah.
But when we'll switch this on of a habit situation where a person saying, look, I'm working on something. So you always try to remind that person, hey, at the end of the day, I know it's not going to happen overnight, but if you would let me know, just let me know you're working on it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Like, you're like, oh, my bad, I'm sorry, I'm working on it. So that's the difference as well, too.
True.
So that's the difference of habits and then let alone a person knows something that they know is wrong.
Yeah.
But it isn't where.
Yeah. Because there's some people who say that this is a habit, but it's just something that they do and they enjoy doing it and they enjoy the thrill or anything like that. And I think I want to say something about, I want to include this kind of, current situation. It's dealing with, Kevin Hart, that whole situation.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to talk about how his ex-wife, they like to continuously bring her up and put her in situations that involve...
he brought her up?
No. Well, he used to. He does in his comedy shows. Like, he'll bring up how he's mad at her or something like it. That's why I stopped looking at his comedy shows, because it started being like, oh yeah, she did something to me and we are arguing and fighting and fussing. I was like, wait, what? So it was like, it got to a point where I was like, okay, so you basically was cheating on her, but then you get mad at her for figuring something out or get mad at her for something, it was stupid. So I wanted to talk about how I feel like she should forgive them, and I think she has, and I think she has moved on. But it's like society won't let her forget, you know.
I think it's
So
not
do
letting her
you?
forget. I think it's, when you're over something,
Hmm.
and I feel like, I'll stop for an interview. I'm like, look, I don't want to talk about that. I made my peace.
Well,
It's
she does that. She still does interviews. Like she was on this. I forgot what
Well,
the
what she
name of
doing
the
interviews
show.
as a point about that? Like, I'm not here. Like, I understand how she's trying to make her bread money, but I'm quite sure she's getting alimony or whatever kiss me.
Oh yeah,
You know,
she
but
was not stupid. She's not stupid.
so by that being said, it's like, why are you putting yourself up for that? Because
True.
it's the point of you getting over it. If you're not over it and you're bitter, I mean, that's on you. But
Yeah.
but if I'm over something, like really over something, I'm not gonna let you. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. It's
Yeah.
something that I'm over with and I'm trying to deal with, and I'm trying to. I know I will bring something that happened in the past that I've forgiven someone, but I bring it up to probably you or someone else to express how
Excuse
I
me.
went through a similar situation, but I'm really
To
over
use
it.
like as a purpose, like as a
Yeah,
point of going, hey, I've been through this. This is what happened.
yeah,
This is
but
what I
I'm over
experienced.
it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you got to get over it. You cannot hold
Yeah.
that in. So by her doing that, that's very, very shocking. Or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to make peace with yourself.
Yeah. And I feel like she's over it a little bit, but I feel like it's like society won't let her move on from it.
Society can do what they want, but it's
True.
up with you. You have to be your. Yeah, like if you feel like it's a point, if every time you step out or whatever a social media you go to or interview you go to, that pretty much so it's gonna keep on bringing this up and stuff like that. I think it's to the point that you probably should stop doing interviews or stop being on social media.
Yeah.
So it can come to that point at the end of the day.
Because it's like weird. Like she'll be out and they'll be like, "How do you feel about Kevin Hart having a new baby?" And she'll be like, "I mean, as long as my kids are happy, that's all that matters. If they're getting a little sibling, that's all that matters." And it's like,
And I get what the paparazzi's doing that because it's like,
yeah, and
and
I think that's
and,
the only reason she usually has to respond, because it's like people put her in it. Like she doesn't
yeah.
even be. She's
Well,
not
she's
even
human
trying.
because I'm quite sure
Yeah.
we was following around and asking about something. You're like, why I'm happy for them?
Hmm.
Like, let me move along.
Exactly.
So it's just I can get this. So
But
I don't. If she
I'm
not even
talking
saying
about
nothing,
it because now she was the new wife.
she was.
He
The
was, yeah, she was the mistress. So it's like
and that's
now
the
he's
one thing I got to
repeating
say
that.
about the mistress. Let me say that the way you got them is the way you lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why people be thinking it's happily ever after. When you do things like that to people, when you set up there and play like it never ends well.
Yeah.
Somewhere, look at Brad Pitt and Angelique. They thought that was gonna last forever, and it did not.
And she's saying now that she broke up with him because he was abusive to the kids. And then it's some like stories are coming out, and I'm like,
Well,
it's
in
a
that
lot.
point, you should have learned who the fuck he was before you took him from his wife. So I'm
And
like,
how
I'm
and
gonna
the
feel
thing
sorry
is,
for you.
and the thing is, like he told Jennifer Aniston, I don't want kids. He told her, I do not want kids.
And she wanted kids.
Yeah.
So that's the point. I think, girl.
But I wanted to bring it up because I feel like it fits in the idea of should you forgive and forget. Like he's out on social media and they would like attack her. Like they be sitting there, this my rib. This the one I was meant to be with. I'm in love. I'm in genuine happiness. I've never been in a good relationship ever. And, like stuff like that, where it's like you're attacking me. And then the girl who he cheated, the mistress, that's his wife now, she made a post about, well, I don't think that I was actually a mistress because they've been broken up for a while now, and you're finding all these avenues and excuses.
I hate when people use that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's leaving his wife. I mean, I went through well, I wouldn't say a friend because she's far from a damn friend for me. But a situation where she was messing with a man who was married.
Yeah.
And I said, well, honey, like, is he leaving his wife or whatever it is to be? Like, they're separated. And then turn around, he went back to her. And I said, look, let me tell you something. If a man wants to be with you, he gonna do it the right way.
Yeah.
I feel like he gonna pull all the stops. I would never catch myself clinging on to somebody knowing that I'm married. That's a very lot for me.
And to be honest with you, majority of the time they be saying all that. They be like, "Oh, I'm gonna leave her." They just
They
trying to
never
be with
leave.
you for sex. It's just
They,
sex.
oh, I don't want to do it. It's a financial situation. Let me tell you something. They
You
don't want to do it because they don't want to make that last which column.
They don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
They truly do not want to be with
And
you.
I had talked to actually the person I was just texting not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
Who was in the situation where she was telling, because I seen, she was like, oh, you know, let me tell you something, y'all don't want to watch these creeps, and I'm talking about for man, woman, whatever case may be.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. And then, like, in her situation, she was like, well, you know, I don't know, I really like him, he's really cool, but I know he's just so shy, I'm scared to get his heart broken. I say, honey, you're dealing with a man who's, first of all, I met this man before, I'm like, he's very cocky.
So basically, he's like Lawrence, scared to get his heart broken.
Oh, girl, bye.
But ruining everybody else's life.
Girl, bye. We're not going to even get into that. We should do that. We should do watch a whole season and just go off
we
it
should.
and everything.
That'd be fun. Let's do that.
It would be like so amazing.
Oh,
Insecure, hello.
Tell us if y'all want that. Yeah, let us know if y'all want that.
We'll have to do the Insecure.
If we do that, we have to do other shows. Like we have to do spotlight on specific shows. Like just watch the entire season and talk about it.
Okay.
Like we could do Game of Thrones because next season is going to be 6 episodes.
And they gonna end it?
Yeah, that's it.
It's
part 2 of this season.
I'm not about to even put my feelings in that. But I had told her.
Go ahead, sorry.
I had told her, I said, hey, this guy's very, very cocky. And I said, a lot of women's all over him. I mean, he don't have the face. No, he don't. But he does have a beautiful body.
Okay, that's it.
So, but some people, I can see that they're into him, but I just don't.
So he's like, who's a good example? Who's a good example? Give me a famous person that's not cute, but they have a nice body.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. Wow.
At one point, Lil Wayne. At one point.
No.
I'm talking about not his face.
Lil Wayne's short. We talking about a person that's built, that's tall.
Oh, so he's like Dro?
He's
kinda?
tall.
Like Dro.
Who's Dro?
From Insecure.
Oh, yeah. No, even better.
Oh.
So, and you know, and I'm like, a lot of people just running after him and stuff like that.
So he's one of
them. So
I
say, girl, don't let that fool you. I say, it's not the point you probably want to get his heart hurt or broken. I say, it's probably that he pretty much don't want to settle down. I say, he's a very, very...
How old is he?
He's young.
Okay.
He's probably okay, he's in his late 20s probably. But I'm like, he's he owns his own ballet company. That's
okay, see, you don't even need to say anymore because the guys like that, when they have a company, when they are when they're adjacent to attractive, they don't even care. They feel like they're a god to everybody else.
Exactly. And I'm like, he could be to the point of just stringing you along till he weighed out his options, and then that's it. And then I say, don't get me wrong, you're very beautiful. I think she's a very beautiful girl.
Yeah,
she's
very, that's very the problem. It doesn't even really matter.
Exactly.
Like all that matters to them is that you're just another one. I just got another one.
You know, so I say, don't lose yourself into that. And I say, don't, because I think when a person really likes you and want to be with you, they're gonna be with you.
True.
They gotta use any excuse to stop communicating you or being there with you.
And this goes along to our previous thing on relationships where we mentioned check signs. Yeah. The flags are there for a reason.
When a person sit up there and say, oh, it's so hard, you really need to question and evaluate the whole thing. Especially if you know you're falling hard. Because it's a 75% that you won't get this person. Yep. I'm sorry, not 95%. Because they're pretty much letting you know. So longer they string you on and you fall in love, you're like, I'm in love with you. And they're like, well, I told you from the get-go. Mm-hmm. That's what they will always use against you. So remind yourself of that. Do not let a person feel it, because if that person feels something from you, they ain't gonna be able to help it. They gonna be like,
true.
I'm just you know
here.
What I'm saying? Like I don't know how it happened.
It reminds me of, and I know this isn't really like 100% in that area, but it is. It's actually is. Never mind. And Insecure, I know we said we were gonna do one. We're not gonna do one. But spoilers, you guys. No, I'm saying we said we were gonna do one, but we're not doing it for this season. Spoiler, you guys.
This episode.
Spoiler, you guys. Okay, this is in this current season. That moment when Lawrence went to the party for Tasha. Mm-hmm. And he didn't want to be there. You could tell he didn't want to be there. And he really didn't want to be with her either. And you could tell that he really...
Well, first of all, the dynamics is different from the situation I'm talking about because she's talking to a person that pretty much is single and did not had a relationship.
Lawrence is single too.
No, Lawrence, first of all,
okay.
the setup was that at the end of the day, Lawrence did not lie to that he just got out of a relationship, and even though she still slept with him. Because I'm quite sure,
he did.
Because quite sure when she came on to him, I'm quite
he
sure
did say
that she would have.
remember?
Yes. So at the same time, it's a very different dynamic.
But the thing is, what did he say to her before they had sex?
We're not going to get into it because I feel like we're going to have to say
you know why?
This. Let me say something. Me and my boyfriend always argue about this.
You want to know why?
You know, look.
You want to know why he's trying to support Lawrence? Because he thinks that Lawrence is a Cancer like him.
I never said, you know what? We're going to do... Mm-hmm. We probably have to watch Insecure tonight. Do you even have HBO still?
Yeah.
We'll have to watch it. So
you guys, I just want to say this. Check your friends. Because somebody else is going to have to check them for you.
I even got to set
up. And it'll have to be me.
I'm even about to set up the details how we're going to do it. Tonight, we'll just watch Insecure. And every episode, we will sit around and have our podcast and talk about that person.
That's what we should do.
Because I really want to really grill your ass.
Okay. And guess what? I'm going to grill you right back. Back.
I don't know what it is. Because, he's a Pisces and my boyfriend's a Pisces. And we just have this conflict on Insecure. Where he is like you on opposite sides of what I believe in.
Because Lawrence is trash.
Whatever. I'm not going to let's get back to the forgiveness, you guys.
I do forgive him for how he ended. We'll do it. We'll do it.
But always forgive, but never forget. You have to forgive. And I had to remind myself. Reason why I have learned about this when it's pretty in the Bible. Don't forgive a person for them. Forgive them for you.
And that happened to me at the church. I think I told you about that story about the person who assumed that I was a child molester. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, he did that, and it was like after that, I haven't forgotten yet. Like I haven't gotten to that place where I'm like, where you forgive and you're fully forgiven. Like you fully forgive and you're ready to go back.
So why do you think that he thought that? I know you told me, but I want you to tell the viewers why you felt like he felt that way.
I think the thing is, it connects with this idea that men don't like being around kids. And they're not active in kids' lives. You know what I mean? And then it could be that he doesn't know me. The woman, I've known her for years. I've been in this church since I was like 13. Mm-hmm. And when I left, I was like 17, 18, I think. You know what? No. Take that back. I've been at that church since before my first ex. So like 15, 14. That's how long I've been in there. 15 until I left at like 18, 19. Okay. That's when I left.
So my question is, because I really want to get into this. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like he thought that as a point that you were gay, that's why he thought that?
I think that too, but I also think it has something to do with I think it also has something to do with the fact that men aren't allowed to have affection with kids or just genuinely be okay with being around kids. Mm-hmm. And I was one of those people who I was around kids. Kids draw to me for no reason at all. And I don't understand it, but it happens. And so it was like, I used to hang out with them and talk to them and see what they were doing, like talking to them like they're people. Mm-hmm. And I guess I was there and it's this weird thing, I guess. So I don't really know for sure what it was, but I know that after that, I haven't really forgiven,
Did you feel like you've forgiven him now?
No. I feel like I have on a certain level. You know what I mean? Like, it's on a level where it doesn't bother me.
But I think it's probably you want to confront him. Or really probably find out the reason
really want to be around those people because it was such a
you gotta forgive him.
Situation.
You have to forgive, because I think if you haven't forgiven them, and it's the point that you're not, because I know some person can forgive, but it lingers on their mind because they pretty much don't want a response or an explanation. But if you're saying that you pretty much don't want an explanation, or you really don't be wrong, and you still holding on to it, that's a bad thing.
It is.
I think it's to the point that saying, "Hey, look, you know what? Whatever." I mean, when you forgive a person, it's not... Because I think a lot of people want to know the reason why. When some person do something to you. And sometimes you don't have the opportunity to even confront them. You have to still find a way to let that go at the end of the day. And it's not everything that you go through or someone does something hurtful to you that at the end of the day it needs to be explained, because it's not. You still have to be comfortable exercising of forgiveness, because once you learn how to do it, it's really just become easy. Like, honey, I gotta keep moving on. I cannot hold on to this. And when you really forgive, you really don't remember a lot of things. You're like, oh God, I really forgot about that. Like, some days I'll probably talk to you about, like, oh, I really did forgot about this, but this did happen. But it's things that you really let go.
It's one of those where I don't really think about it. Like, only reason I would think about it is, like, I'll talk about it, like something triggers that idea, and I'll be like, oh yeah, that happened. Mm-hmm. But the majority of the time I don't. It's not even there. So I do feel like I have forgiven the church. I have forgiven them. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I've forgiven him. I won't say that, because I feel like this is a reoccurring theme with a lot of straight black men.
But I think
with me, where, because that situation with my uncle, that happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, this is a reoccurring theme where it's like this weird, uncomfortable, you're going to convert my kid or something like that, and I don't want anybody's kids,
That being said is, I think when you forgive a person for, because what we're going to get, because it's very different things that we're saying a forgiving person, but we're going to hit on this topic where he's saying that a person accused him of something. So at the same time, I can understand that. I really feel for you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to know yourself.
Yeah.
Because then you gotta understand that you don't know me. So people gonna pass judgment not even knowing you, saying things about you, talking about, like, they're gonna pass judgment not even knowing you.
True.
At the end of the day. And it's like, when you know yourself well enough that you can forgive a person that don't really know you. Like, oh girl, okay.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna move on. And I think that's where you gotta look at it, because it's like how you think of yourself. Or are you that person? No, but this person, does this person know you? No. So what are you mad about?
Sure.
I think it's more hurtful and hard probably to get over when a person know you and then they start accusing something. I think that's hard.
The thing is, it was that thing where I didn't even know him. Like, he didn't even know me.
And that's the point. That's why you got to think that he's sitting up there and just being really, I feel like he's being just like of a stereotype.
Yeah.
And he's just going with that. And it's okay. It's like, you can feel that way. Like, obviously you're small-minded. Yeah. And that's okay. But I'm going to keep living my life. Because, I work in a place where I'm being judged every day. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do me.
True.
I'm going to do me. And you're going to think whatever you want to think. But that's okay. But what I'm not going to do is not let you talk about it in front of me. Yeah. That's not going to happen at the end of the day. Because people still going to think that. So I think that's what you probably have to deal with this situation. And I think, I think you really should forgive him. I think I'm like 100% you need to let that go. Because it's not even that important. True. I know you, your family. Like, we all know that is not true. And you know yourself. So by you know yourself, like a person, you don't know me. Because that's one thing I always tell people. You don't know me. What she said, oh girl, that girl don't know me. Because people are going to always have judgment about you. They're always going to see you and just think, oh, this is who you are. A lot of people meet me and they'll assume, oh, he's messy. Honey, I'm not messy. I'm really far from it. I don't spread drama. I don't I don't do all that. But that's why a lot of people daughter me. And they used to come in, like, I thought you. I said, oh, okay. I'm like, okay. Thank you. I'm glad you know that. Yeah. I'm glad. But it's just that stereotype that people think.
Yeah. And I think that's the deeper point of it. And I guess it's one of those things where at that time, I still wasn't ready to address who I was as a person.
Yeah.
And I still am. I'm happy now. Like, I'm at that good place. Bless you. I'm at this place where I'm so happy with who I am. Like, I know who I am. I like who I am. I love the process. I love the me, who I am right now, where I'm just gay. And that's it. Like, I don't even, like, I was talking to some guy today, and not today, it was a while back, and he was sitting there like, I didn't even know you were that, and are you like femme? Are you masculine? I was like, I'm femme. I don't really, I am who I am. If that's a problem, that's just going to be a problem.
I love you.
Yeah, and it was like really freeing for me to just sit there and say, I am who I am, and not try to pretend for this guy, or bless you, pretend to make this guy happy or pretend to make this guy my friend or anything like that. I am who I am.
Now, so, never be desperate to hide up who
Because
you
you're gonna
are.
find yourself is gonna come out sooner or later.
Exactly. So be who you are. Don't lie to these people. Say you got this and that. Baby, I let them know. Look, I'm making it.
Exactly.
And at this moment, I am making it. So
yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend who I'm not gonna pretend. Don't do that.
So,
because you're right,
moral of this point basically is forgive, forget at a certain extent. You know, like
no, forgive and don't forget.
No, I mean like
eventually when you forgive a person, you're gonna
saying
forget
not.
about it.
I'm not saying forget like forget it forever. I'm saying forget like don't let it hamper onto you as a person. Don't let it dampen you as a person. Don't let it make you feel like you're less than.
Yeah. And we're talking about this because I really want to hit on this. And what we're saying is pretty much so with this forgiveness is it's more it's so many things that you're forgiving people for.
Yeah.
So it's not really something that's personal or like you gotta just let it go.
Yeah. But don't forget.
Oh, don't forget.
Like I have this thing now that I do when it comes to people. If I'm trying to be with you, or if I'm trying to date, or anything like that, if I feel like you have not provided me what I want, if I feel like I'm already getting those red flags, I won't forget the past experience, and I'll cut you.
Yeah,
just remove it from my life.
Be straight up with a person. I think when you meet people, you know
it's
when
sad
it's
that we're in that lane where you have to tell people, be straight up with people. Like you have to repeatedly say, you know what works? Just tell them. You know? And it's like sad that we're there. Like we're just at this place where people are like, I don't know if I should say this because I don't want them to be sad. Just say you don't really care for them like that. And just, you know, if you don't really care for them like that, you don't really care for them like that.
Hell yeah. Don't beat around the bush.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, guys. So like I said, the moral story, forgive, and I think when you forgive a person, you're gonna naturally really forget about it.
Yeah.
Because it's like some things is not with to hold on.
Yeah.
But pretty much so you're not gonna forget because at the end of the day, when something reminds you of something that you pretty much have been through, it's gonna trigger that. Hold on, I already see this coming.
I know what's happening.
So I get the sense of forgive and forget when
Yeah.
they're saying that because once you forgive, you're really gonna forget it. You're not gonna be on your mind. So a lot of things I've forgiven people for, and also I remember it when it's a similar situation that you're probably talking about or been through, and I'm like, oh, you know, I've been through something like that.
Yeah.
But really, I have forgiven that situation and moved on.
Yeah.
It's just it takes a load off your body. People don't know like. I like if I hear a person, that's a turn off flag for me. Oh, I don't forget. And I had got a relationship because the person didn't want to let things go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
You know, it's so
it's
funny
not for
though.
You to hold on.
You know, it's so funny though. We as people, when you're in that situation, you're like, I'm never gonna forgive this. I'm never gonna forget this. You feel like it's gonna be the worst moment of your life, and then you just see yourself days later, weeks later, months later. And you're like, oh, I forgot all about that situation, and you moved on, and you're happier for it.
With me, when I deal with things like that, I pretty much so know that I'm going to let it go. I have to analyze the situation. So I would dwell on it. So I always feel like even though I'm going to forgive you, which is going to happen, but every action has a reaction.
Yeah.
So the reaction is that I'm not going to mess with you. I know how to handle the situation or approach it. In a fair way. And I'm not going to be, malicious or whatever case may be. I'm going to be taking it to the point of, look, I'm going to do the best thing for both of us. For me not to snap on your little ass, I'm just going to have to move around.
Yeah.
So I think I always process up everything happened. That's where I can be able to forgive.
Yeah.
So I can analyze what had happened, what I feel, regardless if I heard their side or not. I'm knowing, hey, my basic instance, like what had happened. And I'm like, okay, all right. I analyzed it, I got it together. And to the point, I feel like even at the end of the day, oh, look, I'm about to go so far with it. But I'm just saying, like, you got to process it of your basic instincts of what you know when things happen. Especially when you can't get a confirmation of really why a person did something. So you're not going to always get that. You're not going to always get when a person be rude to you or say, you're not really not going to get that.
And that's the thing. You can't be that type of person who's like,
I got to get an answer.
Somebody,
and I know a lot of people like that.
There's some things that you're not going to get an answer for. Like, somebody could cut you off in traffic. I'm going to get an answer from them.
Like, why that happen? Like, let it go.
Yeah.
It's like,
You move on.
you know, I'm probably mad at that moment. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what that bitch.
Yeah.
But at the point
yeah.
when you really exercise your forgiveness, I guarantee you that shit is just so funny. Like,
It is.
girl, that
After, I have to tell you guys that earlier today, I had told him about my trials and tribulations on Grindr, and it's just hilarious how weird people are. And you're just like,
you gotta laugh at it because you're like, look, what
what was he
I'm
saying?
so
What?
sorry. Some things you like. Look, don't hold on to it.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
let it go. Especially, you know, no.
Well, all right, you guys. We'll be back. Here's our unpaid sponsors.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for your party. When is it?
It's so amazing. I'm
What's
so glad
the
you're
theme?
coming.
What are you gonna do?
Oh my god, I'm gonna have a slumber jam party.
Oh my gosh, I have such a cute nightie for that. It's just
You
gonna
do?
be so cute.
Oh my god, you must know the guest list.
Yes, you have to tell me.
Oh
Who's
my
all coming?
goodness. Oh my goodness. Stephanie Tiffany.
Mm-hmm.
Stacy. Oh my gosh, she's so amazing. Brittany.
Wait a minute.
What?
Brittany?
What's wrong with you and Brittany?
Oh my gosh. You don't remember what happened
I
5 years ago?
5 years.
Brittany
Brittany.
put gum in my hair. It was on accident, but I will not forgive her for that, okay?
Oh my
It was
god,
my
that's why you went
glorious
to the
hair.
bob.
Yes.
Oh my god, that bob was
Oh
stressful.
my God.
You looked
It was
bad.
so, I was so stressed.
You looked bad.
It was so ratchet. Oh my gosh, you have to invite her.
Well, how I am. I mean, you know.
I don't know.
Are you sure?
Maybe you should text her. I don't know.
I don't know if
Just
I want to
ask
text her. I think
Just ask her. Just be like, Brittany, I can't invite you because you're a stupid cunt. And you put gum in people's hair.
Oh my god, that would be so mean.
That's us, right?
Oh my god, but if it helps you, I would definitely not invite her. I mean, how would I invite her and tell her she can't chew gum?
You should totally do that. Or we should put gum in her hair while she slays.
So amazing.
Yes. Just
what
all
gum
of her
are you
hair.
thinking about?
Winter
Is it
Fresh.
Bubblicious?
Winter Fresh.
Bubblicious.
We should get the poor people's gum, which is
Oh. I'm about to say I'm about to be offended, bitch.
No, because I was sitting there like,
bitch,
I was sitting there like, what's the poor people gum?
Bitch,
no,
oh,
because I use all of them.
Well,
Gum is
gum is good.
Gum is gum, right?
What's the French supplement? That's all like popular.
Yeah. No, what's the other one?
There's no poor person gum. What the fuck are you talking about?
There's 5 gum. 5 gum is regular. That's a regular gum too.
What the fuck is 5 gum? I never heard of that.
You never heard of that one?
No.
That's the one where they're like, what is it?
Bitch, they got a commercial?
Yes.
Bitch, it ain't poor gum.
No, I'm not saying that's
Okay,
poor
bitch,
gum.
hold
I'm
on.
saying
It is not
no.
poor
I wasn't
gum.
saying any of them was poor gum. I was trying to figure out what is considered poor people's gum. Now I'm like, what's
Bitch, you lost me on that because there's no gum. People gum.
Because it's just gum, right?
Gum is cheap. Gum is
It
really
is,
cheap.
it is.
It's not. It's like less than $5.
And it's just gum. The only gum that I think people would consider poor people's gum is probably the gum that like, real quick. That's just like the flavorless. It's just like
all
that.
gum is like 35 cents. You can buy Winter Fresh for 35 cents. Like, what the fuck?
No, I'm talking about the one that lasts short. You know, like the flavor lasts short.
I'm trying to find out what kind of gum you're talking about because every
What's the
gum
one?
is popular.
You remember Zebra Stripe?
I remember that shit.
How? Get out of here.
Okay, well, let me get my shit, bitch.
Fine, do it. No.
Bitch, I hope Brittany put more
Lord.
gum in your hair.
Fine, whatever. Get out of here. I'm gonna see you tomorrow, right?
I love when friends do that. They be like, bitch, I'm tired of your shit. Talk about, girl, we still going to the concert.
We sure are. You
What
gonna
you
wear?
wearing? The fuck you talking about? That was yesterday.
No, and then and then when you be telling somebody, and you know what she said to me? She said something to me, and blah blah blah. And you like be telling the story, and they be like, "So what you doing tomorrow?" I'm hanging out with her tomorrow, and you're like, "Why are you hanging out?" Because that's my friend. I can't complain about my friend.
Oh Lord. Oh my God. Give them the what you what is poor people gum? Hit us in the comment
Hashtag
section.
let us know. This is Zebra Strike, Fruit Strike, Fruit Strike. You don't remember that one?
Boy, that was a popular gum. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I'm saying because it did not last. Like the flavor was like
That
just like
flavor
that.
was bomb when
It was good for a second.
it was like an Appalachian Gobstopper. Was that? What was that gum that they had? Willy Wonka had.
Oh, I don't even know. But
Oh,
I know what you're
damn.
talking about. But yeah. All right, you guys. We're going to get back into the podcast.
All right, you guys.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
We're back.
You love our unpaid sponsors?
Did you?
Did you?
I think they might be good, right? They should be. You know, we're the ones sponsoring them.
I'm trying to tell you because
We pay them in peanuts and they give you what we pay you.
which is nuts.
All right, you guys. So we're on our little second thing. And now we're talking about different levels of forgiving. We kind of touched on it a little bit in the first part, but we're going to definitely dig in this time. So we're talking about like the forgive and forget. And then we're going to talk about being numb to the situation. Like, do you feel... Okay, we'll just do this one. We'll just do that one starting off. Like, when you've already experienced it, is there a difference to when you're like, you're just indifferent to situations? Like, somebody does something to you and you're like, whatever. Or where you're like numb to it, where you're just like, okay, I already see it happening. I know it's going to happen. And I'm still allowing it, you know?
I think it's I think you do that with the same person that's pretty much doing the same thing that you're forgiving them for. And it can go with family. I really feel like this is a family situation.
Yeah.
Also, friends, I don't think how far you can go with that.
It depends, because there's some friends where you're like, they do something and you still see positive in them. So you're like, I'm going to forgive them for this time.
Yeah,
but it's
so-
like, there's a limit. You know, like there's always a limit to how much you can forgive somebody for something. There's always a threshold and all that. So
I think you can become numb to the situation. And
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you know, yeah, you really can do that.
true.
But I think at the same time, it's just, you know, I feel like when it's a different opponent of doing the same thing, that's when I think it becomes different. I think that's when you
Yeah.
were like, oh, no.
Well, it depends, because some people, because I feel like sometimes I feel this way about myself when I start talking to somebody and I notice signs that are similar. I'm like, oh my God, I'm attracting the same thing. And it'll be like, either it's in the middle of getting to know the person or it's
But
like
that's
later
when you
in.
have to draw the line down
Yeah.
at the end of the day. And I don't know, like, I can even go to the point of the levels that I would say. I don't know, for some reason, I always end up with some of the sophisticated people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can say the letter was a downgrade, but he was fun, though. But I feel like, you know, you will do a similar of attracting the same people.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you feel that that's happened, because that's actually happened to one of my friends right now, one of my real friends. And I feel like, I say, this is like the
Well,
same.
wait a minute.
No, I'm not
I'm
saying you're
kidding.
not. Bitch,
I'm kidding.
stop. This bitch is trying. I'll
No, go
tell you
ahead. I'm
after
sorry.
broadcast about that. But it's like, I'm like, you're kind of tracking the same thing. This is happening. I say, let me tell you something, one thing about a person. Look, in the beginning of relationships, a lot of times, 9 out of 10, if it's a really bad relationship to get into, is when things start happening bad in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
When you start bumping heads in the beginning, it's like,
And for some
something
reason,
right.
people feel like, oh, it's cute. It's cute that we argue. It's cute that he's like super jealous.
No.
Mm-mm.
Most likely
does
that's
not-
supposed
that
to
stops getting
happen
cute.
down the road
That stops
somewhere.
being cute very, very quickly.
So
when they're
I
very
feel
jealous.
like, with that being said, she going through the same thing, and I'm like, hey, girl, this is a pattern. I'm telling you, this is a pattern. I'm seeing it. I know how to shop. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and I kind of let her know that. So you
Yeah.
got to recognize those patterns to be
Yeah.
able to scope out things and say, look, and tell the person, say, hey, I've been through something, and I'm letting you know. You continue doing this, I guarantee you, you won't be seeing me no more.
Yeah.
Now, if they can continue doing that, or whatever case may be, or sometimes they'll play it good for a moment, and then the point that you probably upset them, or they feel like, oh, you upset me, so I'm going to act like this, you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Never stop your standards on things you've been through. You don't want things to
Yes.
repeat itself.
Yes.
So always
say that
remind-
again. What was that again?
Never stop your standards of repeating something. Don't do that. Don't say, oh, I just got, he's new. He's not
Maybe
like all
he's
of,
different.
girl. No, I say when you're done with an insecure person, a very insecure person,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, it's just not good.
Yeah.
Because you gotta reassure them, you gotta tell them where you been at, you gotta do this, you
Oh.
gotta do that, and everything. You like no.
I had that. I think I mentioned it to you guys. If I did, check that out. And I remember mentioning that I had that guy that I was living in SFA, and he would always ask me, "Where you at?" You know, like that. And then he'd be like, "You probably just sleeping around." And I'm like, "I gotta go to class. I'm in class. That's why I'm not trying to talk to you right now."
Exactly.
And
so,
it's just like this weird. It's that kind of thing is not cute after a while. Like after a while,
At
that
this point, he was so insecure with the situation. He was with her the whole time. And I'm like, how you giving all your loyalties, your compassion with, you showing everything to, and then it's like, oh, girl, I said, girl, no. No.
And that's the thing. You gotta, these signs, like these people that you attract, it's for a reason. And it's not saying that you're a bad person. It's just that these people are attracted to the vibe, the energy and the vibe that you're giving off. Like that kind of thing. And it's like, that's why you get so quick to be numb to a situation, to that kind of person,
And
because it's like,
oh, go
go for it.
Finish.
Okay. I'm just saying that. I was just reiterating the title.
You need. We want to bring it to this situation because I feel like it's gonna be a relationship. So you gotta understand at the end of the day, you really gotta evaluate the people that you pick.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're such a black sheep of the family, when you're used to a certain person treating you a certain kind of way, and it comes from your past relationships, that you come used to this situation. And you have to remind yourself at the end of the day that you deserve better. Some people, I think a lot of people will be looking for that, oh, he's mean to everybody, but he's nice to me. No, that's not cute.
That's not going to last.
That's not cute. I always tell a person,
last.
and I had a friend who was going through a relationship like that, and I had told him, I said, at the end of the day, he's nice to you, but I said the people that your friends and really care about you, and even in general, even besides us, he was mean to everybody. And I say, that's not a person that you should think that you should be with. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't want to be with that person that you're just mean by nature.
There's a huge difference between somebody who's like kind of like shy and reserved, and somebody who's not really like conversationalist.
Yeah.
Somebody who's not really into conversation.
Yeah.
And somebody who's just like a dick.
Yeah. And I feel like that was the whole outcome with that. I was like, that's just like, I said, it's not right. And I say, and like I said, people are, whatever the person you date is most of a reflection of who you are. It's like people like, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are. The person you date, that's been so person.
Oh, that's true. That is very true.
So,
like, it's very true that
if you want that representation, I mean, you don't want that. So think about that. Let that marinate at the end of the day. You got to put yourself on a high scale of being worthy versus being not worthy. Like, oh, you deserve a lot at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Don't just think you deserve to have anybody. Don't be desperate. I never say a person, like, and I had told my friend, I say, let me tell you, I say, and she has kids, I say, hey, let me ask you a question. And she said, what's the question? I say, at the end of the day, you have a daughter, right? She said, yeah. And you have a son, right? And she said, yeah. I said, do you want your son to grow up into the man that he is? Or would you like your daughter to date somebody that he is? She said, no. Well, why you with him? I want my child to have the best. And I want my child to become the best. So why would I date no one that isn't the best?
Exactly.
So that's a whole dynamic you got to understand. And I think that's what I wanted to also mention to her.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like there's this thing like you can be numb to the situation, and that's allowed. Like that's allowed to where your feelings don't get hurt, but don't just accept it. Like don't just be like, you know what, I don't care. I'm not gonna feel. I'm just gonna be here, because you're gonna end up hurt sooner or later. Sooner or later, you're gonna end up hurt with the person, and don't feel bad when you went too deep. Yeah. Never feel bad about that. Because I went to some situation where a person done something, was cheating on me. And yes, this guy was a nice guy. He was cute and stuff like that. Of course, a lot of people. But at the same time, I knew my standard, like, no. Only probably would accept. I was like, hell no. I deserve way more better than that. Over. I didn't ask for an explanation. I knew whatever you would have told me would have been whatever
but in the point, even though I did that, I still went through a situation after that where I should have known the signs, and boom, it happened to me. So now feel like you never you make a mistake because you will, even though it is how life works. But it's the point of learning from them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I feel like, I got it. I'm on I got it.
Exactly.
But don't beat yourself up, because I know like people are like, oh, I'm back here again. Never apologize for that.
Exactly. Because the thing is, here's the thing. People like to just get mad about that kind of situation, but the thing is, like, sometimes you don't even realize that you're back in that situation until it's too late. Yeah. Like, people like to present you their best, their mask. They'll give you a mask, and next thing you know, you're dealing with a demon.
But each situation, even though you get hugged, when it makes you stronger to find the person that you're supposed to be with.
True.
You would know when a person's serious.
Mm-hmm.
I knew when I was dating people or talking to people, I knew the key things I need to hear. I knew... I listen, I engage, I understand. Like, I don't know how I do it, but I do it in a way, I don't know how I do it. I just know whatever answer. Like, certain things would be a red flag. Like, that's a red flag. Mm-hmm. That's a red flag. That's a red flag. So, I'm still trying to understand you, but I'm adding it up. And that's the point when you're dating somebody or even talking to somebody, you can add them as a person. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you have to become friends. Remind you guys, sex ruins everything.
Oh, it does.
It ruins everything. Because the sex can be so good that's all y'all got sometimes.
And my
last relationship I was in there, that's all it was. Some good ass sex. Yeah. Sex ruins everything.
That's literally all it was.
You got to become friends with a person before you.
Trash.
Oh, but yeah, you got to understand that, you guys. You have to understand it.
Don't sleep with the person until you know for sure that you like this person.
Because if it's a hookup, it's a hookup.
Yeah, that's a whole different... See, that's a whole different thing. You sleep with them and just move on. That's it.
It's like, if I thought I was going to be serious about you, pretty much, so,
I wouldn't tell you.
You wasn't getting the goods.
Yeah.
You wasn't getting it. Because it's not. They don't look at you as worthy.
Exactly. And that's the message at the end of the day.
Yeah. So...
Okay, now we're going to go ahead and talk about... You just need me to pause?
No, we don't need to pause. We can finish it off.
Now we're going to go ahead and talk about letting go of advantage takers. And how to forgive, like, somebody who's like, oh, now you're in a situation. Let me go ahead and deal with you. It goes into this, okay, let me see. Dro Molly situation where... Hold on.
Oh, you talking about when she found about the situation with her parents,
and he took advantage. He didn't take advantage of it, but he did. You know what I mean? Like, it was in that area. So it's one of those things where, how do you forgive a person who's taken advantage of you? Like, how do you forgive somebody who's robbed you of something? How do you do that?
I think when I look at it, I forgive a person, but I can't deal with them.
Yeah.
Because, let me tell you something. If I love a person or I care about a person, I'm pretty much so going to know that it's the right thing.
Yeah.
I went through a situation where I told you where I was talking to somebody, but he had got in a relationship. And I told him, hey, I will never take you serious. Yeah. I would never want to be with you. He was like, why? I say, because you had just got out of a relationship. And I say, I know how it is to get out of a relationship. Oh, I say, I know.
Yeah.
And I say, if you're not as deeply emotional about the situation than I am, I'm pretty much like, I can't even take you seriously. Because it's just a lot. And plus his boyfriend was a Cancer. So that was just handful of flesh, like goddamn. And I even met the Cancer boyfriend. I was like, this boy loves you. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it's just things like that. At the end of the day. So I don't know. I just really look different at that. It's a very, very different situation I look at. So I don't know. That's you really got to just, like I said, always look for those signs and look for those people who are going to take opportunity of, because I went through a situation where I was depressed or I was out, and I never say that the person took advantage of that, but pretty much so anything I went through, I would let a person know what I'm going through at the end of the day. And that's how a person would be able to take advantage of you at the end of the day. And if you feel like they do that, you handle it accordingly once you come to your senses and say, oh, hold on.
Yeah. And I think this kind of connects with the person who notices that you're numb to a situation. Or, how some guys would be like, why did you break up what was the reason that you broke up your last relationship? And you tell them, and they're like, oh, okay, I would never do that. And then they take advantage of you being numb to that situation and they do it, but they're much, much worse. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the thing. Like, we have people like that who's like, oh, okay, that's what you dealt with. Cool. Let me show you how it really is done. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, oh, well.
But I think every situation isn't like that when
True.
Because
I always ask that question. I
had went through a situation where I came off from a big breakup.
Mm-hmm.
And I had met this boy.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what the boy.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Capricorn.
Okay.
And we had, I had met him, and he was cool, he was nice, he was sweet, he was kind to me and stuff like that. But things moved very quickly. Yeah. So when things were moving very quickly, I had to turn around and say, hey, hold on, let me calm down, hold on. Because in the end, it was like, I was depressed, and I did need someone to comfort me at the point in time, but I really did like the person.
Yeah.
So I had to find out, hey, because the child moved in my house, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I had to turn around and say, who the fuck are you? Because I don't know who you are. And you're in the house with my sister and my nephew.
Yeah.
And the only reason he was there because it was my apartment.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. So I turned around and I said, hey, I really like you. I really want to get to know you. Mm-hmm. But, you know, we got to find out. We got to communicate. I got to know who you are.
Yeah.
And I was really trying to make it work because I really, really liked the guy. And I really eventually loved him. But it was in that moment where I felt like at the end of the day, he wasn't given as 100% as I was given. And I did have to leave that situation alone at the end of the day. So, I'm not saying he took advantage of it. No. But it got to be sometimes you got to understand that what we're saying is person taking advantage of a situation. But, I mean, and using that to their advantage. But this is a situation where he didn't really knew anything about. Mm-hmm. But, you know, pretty much so it happened due to I was dealing with something. Yeah. So you gotta get that difference between that a person did not know and did not take advantage of the situation, just thought they didn't knew about it. Yeah. Versus a person that knows about it and they taking advantage.
Yeah. And
so that's what we're trying to get to. Now, I went through another situation where a person knew, but I didn't know how to say they took advantage, but they knew the dynamic, what I was going through. But we'll save that for the insecure situation. Oh, yes. Because I really want to get into that because I got to grill this bitch.
Okay. But yeah, it's one of those things where I have experienced somebody who took advantage of a situation where it was like, you know, actually this connected to something else. That was why we wrote this in here.
Okay, go on, say it.
No. It's something you dealt with. Yeah.
Who?
Your friend.
Which one?
Your ex-friend. The one you met at Denny's, or not Denny's. What was it? That restaurant y'all went to? Dairy Queen. That's why we wrote this in.
Yeah, we did.
But we're going to let you, when you're comfortable talking about it, we'll do that. Mm-hmm. And that'll be actually, I feel like that might be kind of sort of connected to the toxic people one. So we'll do that for then. All right, you guys. But yeah, it's one of those things like I've experienced that where somebody knew something that I was dealing with and they took advantage of it. You know, and it's just like.
I want to add one in.
Okay, go for it.
We want to add in if you feel a person has forgiven you.
Oh yeah. I think we should talk about that. You want to just do that right now?
Yeah, we can do that right now.
So, I've done stuff too. And, you know, I'm not going to say that I'm like the victim, the only victim, I've only been nice. Because, you know, I've done stuff. I've done stupid things. I've done terrible things.
Yeah, that's Pisces thing. They'll talk about, oh my God, everybody. Oh, why people? Just like Julie, which is a Pisces Judy? On the Bad Girl Club.
Judy?
When she did things to people.
But she's from New Orleans, though.
She's not from New Orleans.
She's not from New Orleans. Where's she from?
I don't know where she's from. She's from New Orleans.
Are you sure that? No.
I heard she was from New Orleans. Who said she was from New Orleans?
Probably her.
She ain't say that.
Okay.
She ain't from New Orleans. Whatever.
You don't claim her now, huh?
She ain't from New Orleans. She from New Orleans. I'm gonna read up her shit. She ain't from New Orleans.
All right. But yeah, it's one of those things where I have done things, and I can admit that. I can admit I've done stupid things. I've done terrible things to people, and you know, I don't know if all of the people have forgiven me. And you know what? If I had the chance for them to forgive me and to tell me, hey, you did something really mean and stupid, and I want you to know. I did have one situation though with my little cousin where she did say, I forgive you for what you did. And it was because when we were younger, me and my sister used to bully her a little bit.
Oh, damn you bitches.
I know.
I feel
And we
bullied
were
already.
stupid.
Help
It
me.
was, it was wrong. And I do believe that she told me about it. And she was like, I want you to know that. Well, actually, I told her. We were talking on Facebook one time. This was years ago. When I was like first starting college, when I was like in my 20s, early 20s, which I still am, you guys. I'm 21 right now.
Bitch lying.
No, but this was my early 20s.
6 years with yeah, it was shade, bitch.
Whatever. But anyways, I had told her, I was like, look, I want you to know that what I did to you was wrong, and I do apologize. And I told her that, and I was like, that was wrong of me, and you didn't deserve that. Like, you came in a situation, I don't even know why. I can't tell you why. I think, for me, what I'm assuming in young me's mind, I didn't like that she came around, and I didn't like how the whole situation was being dealt with, because she was around every once in a while, and because of my uncle's situation with that whole thing. They were he wasn't really with her mom. Like, he was with her, but they never dated.
Ooh,
And it was like they didn't like each other. And I guess I had got that negativity from her, and I had got that negativity from myself about her being there. That was why. I think the thing is, it was more, I guess we didn't know her and we didn't want her around. But it was like, you have to be around us because you're my cousin. I should be around you. And, it was that. So I told her, I do apologize for what I did, because this is wrong. This was wrong. And you did not deserve any of that, because, you didn't do anything. You were a kid. I was a kid. You didn't deserve any of that.
Yeah.
And then, she forgave me at that moment. And then she brought it up again years later, and I apologized again. So it's like, one of those things where I would be okay with somebody telling me, hey, what you did to me was wrong, and I want you to know that I forgive you, or I don't forgive you. It's your right to decide.
I think because like I said, I went through a similar situation with my sister. And my sister used to have like very things between us. This is my baby sister. Like, me and her been together. Like, she's like right after me. So we've been together all our lives. So we we didn't grow up on the best terms on situations and things, but we were still each other's best friend at the same time. But I think what I felt at the end, I did forgive her. And I brought it up to her. I said, hey, I didn't like what you did. I said, I think it was really, really bad. I said, it really hurt my feelings. I couldn't believe you would do something like that. Because I had even seized the opportunity where I was able to get back at her. And I didn't do it. And I was like, I wouldn't want to do that to her, because I wouldn't, because it wasn't right, because that's not me. And I brought that up to her.
Okay.
When she went through the situation. And it was kind of like her understanding, like, I didn't even knew that. And we really talked about it. And we went over, and I think I really forgiven her. Now, it's not some points, I wouldn't say I'll bring it up, but I think if she's doing something similar like that, I will bring it up and say, hey, it kind of reminds me of when you used to do this to me. I'm like, don't do that. That's what it's like, showing what you're doing. And she'll be like, oh, I thought you forgive me. I say, no, I forgive you for it. But if you're doing something to someone else like you used to do to me, I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah.
Because it's like, how can you say you forgive me for doing something? Why would you do it to somebody else? That would make it right. Like, and I'm not, So I think I looked at it in that terms. So, and we've really gotten over it. We really, really gotten together. I have forgiven her and stuff like that. And it's just like, I let it go at the end of the day. So it's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because, some people,
Have you experienced a situation where somebody told you they forgave you, or didn't forgive you, or like they told you how they felt, or somebody came from the past and was like, hey, you did this to me?
Actually, it was when I went down to see my family. When we reconciled in New Orleans. So,
okay.
And
you don't have to tell us the whole.
Oh no,
thing,
really. What
I'm just saying, if you don't feel comfortable. Okay.
But my cousin had went to me and said, I don't know what it was, or we thought. I said, let me tell you something, because it was like, it had nothing to do with y'all. I said, it really did not. I said, I didn't hold nothing against y'all. I didn't have no, like, we were kids, so it was really like a grown up situation at the end of the day. And I'm like, it had nothing to do with y'all.
Yeah.
And I said, I didn't have anything against you. At the end of the day, when we was at school and people were trying to turn us against each other, like, well, your cousin's talking about, I said, I don't care, that's my cousin. I don't give a fuck. Like, even though she don't respect the code, but I'm going to respect the code that you're not going to talk about my cousin in front of me. At the end of the day. So, and I told her, I was like, I love you. And I say, I didn't care, like, that was never in my mind. And I said, it kind of to the point, I thought y'all ever had a feeling. So it can be to the point where you walk in the situation of a person apologizing and like, I never had a problem with you.
Yeah.
This had nothing to do with you. And it was really, really a tearful moment because I was like, look, it was never you. See,
I've had
never
moments
was
where
you.
I did that. Like I'm my mind is set up so weird where it overanalyzes the situation where I did something, and it could be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be okay. One time we were doing something, me and my cousins. It was T, her kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know T.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this was a while ago. I was like giving her a demonstration of something that one of the kids did at her party. I was like, them kids is violent. And so I threw something. It was like a paper towel. It was a towel. I threw it and it was like, it hit her daughter. Mm. And so it was like, at that moment, I laughed it off a little bit. But then afterwards, it like bothered me, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, you shouldn't have done that. Like, it hit her daughter. You know, even if it was a towel. Yeah. Still, that hit her.
I know, because I know how my child, like, I was like, oh,
and,
okay.
you know, after it was like the next day I saw them. I was like, I want to tell you, I'm sorry for what happened. You know, I didn't like. It's just like, I don't care. You know, you didn't do anything wrong. And then we hugged it out and talked. And it's just like, it's okay. You don't have to apologize for that. And I was like, I'm gonna tell her too. And I did apologize to the girl too, because I was like, you know, that was wrong of me. Yeah. So I want you to know, you know, and I did that, and it was just like she didn't even care. She forgot all about the whole situation. But it's like, you know, sometimes you gotta, just in case. Yeah, because some people
if it sets a home with you.
Yeah.
And let me say something. A lot of times, don't think that a person won't be sorry if you don't acknowledge that. Hey, this hurt me. Yeah. Because some people don't know. And if you come to them and say, hey, and they're like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like, me and my sister do that like, all the time.
I didn't mean to offend you. Because I call myself in situations where that happened. I'm like, oh, no. Like, no.
Yeah. And you're just like,
is this a restroom break? Oh, you locking the door.
Yep. Just in case some children come over.
And I'm like, it's okay to apologize. And I felt like I said in the situation with my cousin, I was like, you don't have to apologize. Like, it was never, I think this was like a grown-up situation where it just went totally bad. And it's just like, I didn't want you to have to pick sides. I didn't want, like, it was like, kind of like, hey, you know what, to cause less confusion, let's just stay apart. And I feel like that was a mutual situation that we were kind of going through. And it's just like, you know, like, no, I said, I never had a problem. Like, we were kids. Like, we were kids. Like, they had, like, come on now. Like, we grew up together. Like, we're, you know, cousins. Yeah. And it's just sad that it had to get to that far. And it's just like so much of withholding things and not knowing, you know, sometimes if you go to a person and it's just, you know, is what it is. And I feel like that was the time where I just accepted myself more than any. When I went down there and talked to them and said, hey, you know, like, I am gay. And I'm like, I'm proud of who I am. I'm like, and it was like, you know, we love you. We don't judge you for that. Like, we love you. Like, we're here. And I'm like,
when you just free. You could just
I walked away from that knowing that it was just, I was at peace. Yeah. And I felt like it was a beautiful thing. Like, anytime I come down there, I can go to their place. And same thing versus when I get my own place, they can come over here. You know, so it's just like, I let it go.
Are you going to let them meet Broderick?
Yeah. Oh, of course.
He's meeting the family. He's on the fast track to getting pregnant.
They are crazy. but let me tell you something.
Did you hear me? Huh? I said he's meeting the family. He's on the fast track to getting pregnant.
Oh, child. And yellow, dealing with the crazy people. But it's just your family. I think you got to understand that don't be one of those people where you have to pick, like, you're so angry with your family. You got to accept your family for who they are.
True. Because they're crazy.
And you got to forgive. I would say forgive
you know, forgive them, but still
know how to
encounter the situation. Encounter the situation, because I still have a situation that's going on that I still haven't.
And I'm trying to show him key points of how to handle that situation without getting violent.
It's so funny that since that day, I haven't seen them. Nor mom's been talking to them on the phone. That's it. So I think they're avoiding you know, because they don't want to deal with
We're
it.
gonna
But
get
I'm
into
just,
this after this.
I hope, yeah, we have to, because
Well,
it's
I
a
gotta
thing.
talk about this right now. We're gonna get into this, you guys. We're gonna go
Yeah.
to unpaid sponsors.
Basically, this counts as forgiveness, but just it's a different thing. It's
We'll
a
get
whole
into it because
situation.
I really want to get onto this
Yeah.
and see what else happened. All right, you guys, we're gonna
Lord.
be with our unpaid sponsors, and we'll get right back to you.
All right, you
Hold
guys.
on.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh, girl, it's just a nice day out here. This
It
is
sure
summer.
is. Wait,
Oh my
I have a
God.
question though.
What happened?
Are you gonna get your umbrella back?
What umbrella?
The one that Derek stole from you.
Okay.
What? You paid $50 for that umbrella.
Okay, it's $50. I
And
would
he
pay
stole it.
$50 not to see him.
And he stole it. You don't remember that?
I remember. I'll pay $50
Remember?
not
And he
to
was
see him.
mad. He was
Hell,
mad about him stealing it. Remember that?
I was mad about it, but I'm over it now. It's just $50.
And that's $50 that you spent on an umbrella for you.
Child, I was mad because of the principal, but the price wasn't that
And then, you personalized it. It was your favorite color. You had it personalized. That's why you spent $50, because it was
Well,
personalized.
I'm not even
It even
lying.
has your name on it.
good. Child, it's the summer. It's not even raining.
You need some shade, right?
Please, I drive on Lexus. Tinted windows.
That don't mean that you don't
A
need
legal
that.
tint. If you're worrying about the damn umbrella, you can get it back.
It's not my umbrella, it's yours.
I'm not worried about it.
Because you bought it. That's why I'm worried about it. It's your umbrella. Well, how about the fact that I want to borrow?
Okay, well, don't ask him for it. He got it. Tell him I say you can borrow it.
Our unpaid sponsor for today was forgetting.
Yes. Don't let
Yeah.
a bitch remind you of some shit
Yeah.
petty like that. And they got those friends like that. And if friends like that does that, drop them.
Yeah. There's a difference. Like from somebody who's like, hey, remember that situation that happened to you?
You're like, I'm
How
not
did you
worried.
handle
When
it?
a person
Tell,
said they're not worried,
how did you handle it? Like talk to
I
me.
think it's to the point, if they're saying they're not worrying about it,
Yeah.
and they don't care about it, let it go.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like the person who like brings it up as in the conversation. Like me and you sometimes. Me and you sometimes we do that. Like sometimes we'll talk about something that we experienced at one point in time, just to talk about it.
But if you're
and
saying
we're
you're not
done
worried,
with it.
I think we all done that. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking if you're not worrying about it,
No, I'm not talking about it in being worried about it or
Oh.
being bothered. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it in a hey, remember this situation that happened? And we talk about it and we're like, and then sometimes that's how we put things on the podcast, actually.
Oh,
Because
good.
yeah. Oh, sorry, you guys. Spoiler alert.
Can't
All
give
right.
y'all all our tea.
Yeah. We didn't told you the other one. We're going to tell you this one. That's it. But all right, guys, we'll be back. Hey, guys.
We're back.
And we're at the finale.
Yes, the finale. Our last topic.
Yes. We're going to be talking about, you want to do it?
Forgiveness for you.
And what is that?
Forgiveness for you is based upon of you forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
About being in a situation where you probably came out it years ago, probably last week. And I know some girls that came out. Never forget that you're growing. Never forget that you're gonna make the same mistakes. You gotta forgive yourself. Don't I think every situation I ever went through and I feel like I made the same mistake, I always say, you know what, how I got back to this. And I've really realized how a lot of things I do, and because I always be brought back to it. So that goes to show you're growing as a person. You have to. Okay, how many shots you gonna take, sugar?
I just took 2.
Girl, but
This thing's almost empty. My cousin's not getting it this time.
them bitches.
I have to tell you that story too.
Well,
I think I told you that.
Yeah, you did tell me that story
About the drink.
We'll finish
the day
it.
after.
We'll
Oh,
watch.
yeah.
When
Oh,
watch
we
it,
will
we'll
talk
we'll
about
do
it.
So you gotta forgive yourself. Never apologize for being the same mistake. Long as that you recognize it, and every time you do, you're gonna get better and better at that.
That's true. Like, you
it's
have
a
to
growing
forgive yourself for
experience.
situations that you've done. You have to forgive yourself for situations that you've been put in. Like, if you go on a date with somebody and you're like, oh, this is the same person. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm so stupid. Don't beat yourself up for that, because you never know. Some people, they hide who they are. I know I said that earlier, but it's true. It's the truth. But even if you don't, even if you know and you still get yourself involved in it, don't be mad at yourself for that.
You eventually get it right.
Yeah.
But just keep on
Take your
making
time.
mistakes. Keep on getting to know yourself and growing. I mean, it's not an overnight thing. You're gonna constantly do it. You're gonna constantly be put through the test. And I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Never, because we trust and believe. It's gonna be. It's life.
True.
It's life, and keep growing. Getting to know yourself, and always forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself at the end. Because if you don't forgive yourself, you can't forgive no one else.
True. And the thing is, if you don't forgive yourself, you can't move on. You can't move on from the slide over a little bit. Just a smidge.
Oh, this girl is bitch.
I said a smidge.
Bitch.
Okay. Whatever. But yeah, forgiving yourself is the best thing you can do for yourself. I set it up as in forgiveness for you, as in, what if you have... Okay, so we're going to just say that this is two different subjects for what you said, which is true. That's valid. You have to forgive the situation. You have to let go of... Forgive yourself for what you did.
Yeah.
But I set up forgiveness for you. Originally, it was meant to be like, how do you forgive somebody who's not sorry or who you'll never see again, and you want to forgive them and let it go, but you never will see them again? What's this? How do you do that?
It's easy. I think it's you have to move forward.
Yeah.
You have to move forward. You have to find a way to... That's why I always say analyze the whole situation. If I'm stuck in something, I always know I have to analyze it so I can let it go.
Yeah.
So I always analyze the details, and and I think that's one thing about Cancer. We really like to sit in our emotion. Even though we moody, when we're dealing with things, we like to sit in it so we can analyze it, so we can move forward. Oh, bitch, bye. But we really do.
But that's true, though. You gotta...
It's to the point of understanding what had happened, understanding the scenario, the situation, and to analyze everything. When I say analyze, I mean... Yeah, I sure do, because I'm tired of you taking all the shots. Analyzing everything of even yourself, because everybody... Don't ever put yourself in a scenario where you perfect, because that's why I hear when people are like, I don't know what I'm done. And that's when I be like, did you even check yourself? Because some people be just doing...
Sometimes
they might be the problem.
Remember that saying, and I love it because it's true.
What?
Hurt people do hurt people. And that's such a good saying, you guys. Whoever made that, I know that we're black. Whoever made it, it's a good saying because it's true.
We do. And I think that you have to, like I said, you have to move past it. You have to move. I think I brought up a situation at the end of the day where the man went off on me at work.
Before you finish that, you know that wine that we had last week? Mm-hmm. That's still in there? You have to drink that. You have to drink yours.
I'm going to get some. I'm going to get some.
You have to drink it. Do it.
Bitch, excuse me. I'll drink it when we watch this little
Insecure
food booth situation with that
or whatever we're doing. Yeah. But yeah, it's the man that you had. Are you talking about the one at work and he came at you the wrong way? You're talking about that situation?
Yeah, and
sorry.
I forgave him for that situation, and it really hurted me a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like at the end of the day, I'm just so over or becoming that, I'm above that at the end of the day. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still going to handle the situation as how I want to handle it. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, I know what you're going to bring.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to let you get the best of me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, because I'm going to politely say, hey, you know what?
Excuse me, please.
You have your little moment. Let me let somebody else serve you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So it's just just over becoming, and it really helps you out as a person, and it's pretty to that person know you don't have power on me. Like when I see you again, I'm like, I'm cool.
Yeah.
I just know I'm not going to serve you or deal with you.
And that's why it goes right along back to the forgive but don't forget.
Yeah. I'm not going to forget because I know what probably agenda you're on.
Yeah.
So you got to understand when you forgive people, some people probably still on the same agenda, whatever the situation you probably forgive them for.
Yeah.
Remind yourself of that.
True.
At the end of the day.
Just because they're being nice to you and just because they're like faking over it doesn't mean that they've forgotten.
And we
They
want,
haven't forgotten. You can't forget.
I want to break down to the point of forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness is you forgiving them for them,
Yeah.
or whatever situation may be, because it goes so many ways.
Yeah.
So many ways is your main objective is I'm going to forgive you even you don't understand me or you don't forgive me. I'm going to forgive it.
Yeah.
That's the number one about forgiveness, because when you do that, whatever outcome, even if they understand and forgive you or whatever case may be, you're going to be hitting numero uno, because it's like, I'm understanding, say, put my hand and say, I'm letting it go.
Yeah.
And I'm done with the situation.
Yeah.
When you remind yourself of that, you can tackle anything.
Exactly.
Because everything ain't going to go your way. A lot of people ain't going to forgive you, or a lot of people are not going to understand you. It's just like, oh, okay, look, I'm over the situation, even though you're still on it, I'm going to have to move past it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Remind yourself of that.
And it connects to the situation that I mentioned with my cousin earlier, where I don't think she's forgiven me, and I don't think she's ready to. And the thing is, for some people, for certain situations, you can only apologize as much as possible. You cannot apologize for every day, every time you see them.
Apologize. I think with the situation when you love somebody, you're gonna apologize more than once.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you gotta remind yourself, like, hey, I'm really sorry about this situation, and I'm keep on apologizing about the situation. So, hey, I understand that they don't understand it or they don't feel it.
Yeah.
Because some people, you gotta understand, when they feel like you apologize to a person and they pretty much feel like you have to do this if you're apologizing. Mm-hmm. My apology is to the point that I'm gonna make sure it don't happen again.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So, by that being said, if I'm not letting it happen again and you constantly reminding me, trying to guilt me to doing something for you and stuff, because they do that. They feel like, they're trying to hold something over your head. Because when when a person say they're sorry, okay, I feel like you're sorry and I'm trying to forgive you. I'm not going to say every time I get mad at you, I'm going to bring it up. No. If I say I'm over something, I'm moving forward. I got other things to worry about instead of worrying about the past.
Exactly.
And people, when they sit up there and do that every time, you probably get upset at them or something like that. That's not even a situation where you cheated. A person said, I cheated, or what the case may be. Of course, it costs a lot to gain a person's trust. Mm-hmm. The person said they over it. It shouldn't tip in every time they get mad at you. Oh, maybe you cheated with that bitch? That's not right.
Yeah.
Because it's like, why are you constantly replying to a person? Because the person gets to the point where every time you get mad, you think I'm cheating, so I might as well. It brings that person into that point. Not saying that it makes it right, but you got to get to that
even
point.
If they don't feel that way, it's just like you're guilting them. You're like making them feel worse about a situation. And they've apologized, they've tried to move on, and they tried to change. They are trying to change. That's when you have to remove yourself from the person.
Like, don't say sorry and don't mean it.
Yeah.
Say, I forgive a person, I forgive you, and don't mean it.
Yes. And don't say sorry and don't mean it.
Like, certain things I know I can't, I'll be like, you know what? I do forgive you, but I know, hey, this relationship is not going to continue.
Yeah.
Because you have done something that I feel like has crossed the line.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. And I'm not at a point of knowing myself very well. That's why you got to be a little bit older, like we in Lord is, to know that, hey, we know, look, like somebody stop, like, we ain't friends. Oh, no, we not. I've forgiven you, but we not gonna go through tomorrow.
Yeah. That's, some people do
even
that.
With friends, you like,
some people be like, oh, do you forgive me? Yeah, sure. Oh yeah. So what we gonna do tomorrow? What happened? When we gonna do something? And it reminds me of, okay. There's this thing on YouTube, not YouTube, like Tumblr, where they're like, this is how you know an apology is genuine from a person. They acknowledge what they did, they apologize for what they did, and they tell you, I'm changing. I'm going to remove myself from that kind of situation. And they don't put in, like this is a real apology and this is a fake apology. And the fake apology is more like, they're like, well, this is how I grew up, so I can't help that I'm like that, like that. Or they'll be like, I'm sorry that you're so sensitive to the situation. I didn't know that you could,
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Never let a person let me say something. If you sit up here and saying a person doing something to you and they're saying it's wrong enough, I'm doing this because of how I was raised, never accept that.
Yeah.
Accept that the point say, I'm going to work on that.
Yeah.
If I care about you enough, like if I'm your friend, if something that happened in my past, that triggers something that is just like, you know, so rude or disrespectful, and you say, hey, this hurts me when you do this.
Yeah.
I gotta be accustomed to say, hey, well, I'm not gonna do that to you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hurt that. And if I feel like it's to the point that, hey, you know, look, I'm gonna be saying, I'd rather remove you from the situation and say, look, I'm not gonna change.
Yeah.
A person respect you more than the point to say, hey, look, I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna be the same way I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
So fuck your feelings. So
Yeah, I would
I'm gonna
respect that, and I would be like, okay, I can drop you.
So why hold on the person in the end? And like I said, if you go into that scenario, always when the person bring that up, say, hey, you know, you say I'm ready, you say, hey, my apologies, I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
As long as you give that person that reassurance, when you constantly remind yourself that you're doing something that you pretty much apologize for, you're gonna eventually stop.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna be the point that you'll be knowing, hey, you about to do something. You'll think about it.
Yep.
So,
and this is something me and my sister do a lot. Like, I've done something to her in the past. It was like something like I said, and to her it bothers her. And she's told me, look, I didn't like that you did that. It hurt my feelings. And I was like, okay, I'll change. And then I've told her stuff. Like, remember when we had that thing about body insecurities? When we talked about that, I used to have that. So it was like, she said something. She would
which
say
is
something.
ridiculous. You have a fine body.
So anyways.
All that action back there, and it's not shade.
Okay, so what else? So, you know, she would say stuff like comments towards me, like she would poke me and stuff like that. It's not, you know, it wasn't like her being mean. I know she wasn't being mean. But it's like when you're insecure about certain situations, that hurts your feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, I told her, look, I didn't like that. You did that. Please stop doing that because, you know, I'm dealing with my body in a way, you know, emotionally. Yeah. And she was like, okay, cool. And she hasn't done it. And I haven't done anything to her. Like, if I bring it up, I'll bring it up and tell her, look, I see what you meant at that moment where, you know, like sometimes, and the thing is, like you mentioned earlier, sometimes you do it and you don't even realize you did it. And then you have to go, okay, look, I said something wrong again. I do apologize. I know that hurts your feelings still, and I'm working on that. Like you said, like you have to be. You have to
acknowledge. You have to not. Let me say, with feelings in the situation, regardless, you have to get on that person level.
Yeah.
You gotta get to the point of the emotional because everyone has a different background. True. Everyone has their insecurities. You have to entertain that. Yeah. Don't ever be like, well, I don't understand because everybody pretty much will go to society wise. Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't be insecure about this. Feelings is a lot of times a right and wrong situation. True. It's just feelings.
Yeah.
And it's like, if I love a person, I care about your feelings. So if this is how you feel, I'm going to respect that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people fail to realize. Like, you know, how can I get a case scenario? I'm trying to get a case scenario. You know, I'm really trying to get it, but I'm really tipsy right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just like, whatever the case may be, you got to get to understand a person's feelings.
Yeah.
In the end of the day. Because it's like, if you love a person so much, you're like, I love you to the point that I wouldn't want you to feel hurt or disrespected in any kind of way. At the end of the day. So, you know, and I think that's just like how it is. And I even get the situation with your sister and stuff like that. Like my sister, you know, how I want to go with this.
Oh, Lord.
I'm drunk now. I ain't tipsy now. I'm drunk.
It hit.
It really hit hard.
I know it did. I've been to it did.
It really hit hard. But I think last time I remember me having an argument with my sister, that's how I know we really, really cool. That, you know, when we did got into it, it was to the point that I felt like, you know, I was over it the next day.
Oh, me and my sister are like that. We'll argue. We'll argue about something, and the next day. So let me tell you about why Insecure was so good and why I need to see. And then she'll be like, yes, and let's talk about this. And we just have a conversation. Like, we argue all the time, but we get into a conversation.
It's just a point
either the next day or the next minute.
It's the point of you getting to know each other and just saying that you love the person.
But I want to tell you guys, there's a difference between getting into an argument and getting into a scruffle with your family. Like, sometimes you get into scruffles with your family, like when you're around that person a lot and you're like, okay, I still love this person, but they're annoying me right now. You know, there's a difference between that.
Always, let me tell you always put the point of respecting the friendship and the relationship.
And the boundaries.
And if you feel like at the end of the day, hey,
I need a break from you.
I need a break from like I said, before I snap on your ass.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna remove myself.
It's a telltale sign that I know when my sister's not trying to be around anybody around me. She's like, oh, okay, well, okay. No, she says that's how I do it. Never mind, that's me. When she'll be talking, I'll be like, okay.
She's a Sagittarius, by the way. You know them Sagittarius. But I really feel that, and I feel like and my sister Capricorn. You know, me and Capricorns do not get along. But actually, my sister is like kind of like my best friend because she was, and she still is. She says, but I think it's just like, you know, I think what we agreed upon, because I mean, we used to get in bad arguments, like we used to get into heated debates, and we both cardinal signs, so I know what cardinal signs we're very to the point of wanting to control and lead the situation. So it was very hard from us, you know. Even like my brother and my sister, other sister, because she's an Aries. My brother's a Libra.
My uncle's an Aries, I think. Yes, he's an Aries. So
one, I think he was a Leo.
I think he is a Leo.
Okay, they're not cardinal.
Oh no, I was saying I thought he was an Aries, but he's a Leo. His kids are Aries. Most of them.
Yeah, Aries is my sister.
All his kids. It's
my
like
brother
all
is
of his kids are Leos or Aries. I think one is Leo. Oh God, that's horrible. That's
a lot. But Leo's, I don't even think of that
and
much.
It makes sense that his daughter is a Leo like him because she's no, she's an Aries. Aries is the ones that are like March 21st on up, right?
They're very impulsive.
That's March 21st on up, or which one's that?
Yeah, they're March on. What my sister's born like in the end of March, so yeah, she's an Aries.
Okay, so yeah, his kids are Aries, and some are Leo. So it's just like that's a situation. That's a setup.
Well, they are fire signs, so it's a lot.
So is their mom. She's also a Leo.
Oh, that's a lot.
Leos
need to really be comfort and stuff.
Yeah,
so that's a lot. So I know I'm not compatible.
Go ahead.
I'm not compatible. But by that being said, because my mom got stuck with because like my sister, she's an Aries, which is cardinal. My brother is Libra, which is cardinal. I'm the Cancer, which is cardinal, and my sister, younger sister, is Capricorn, which is a cardinal, and that's a lot to deal with because I think it's like when we're so at the point of trying to control everything, it's very a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's a lot because we're very to the point of wanting to start things and complete things and want to run things.
I believe it.
Okay, whatever. So by.
No, I won't do it this time.
By that being said, this is like we have a very different outlook of run things. Like we get the point of how to run things. It's just the point of we go different ways about doing to run things.
Yeah.
So I feel like with me and her, my sister who's a Capricorn sign, we just had our moments of how we dealt with things and stuff like that. But I think one thing we came to actually what she came up to believe like we're gonna agree to disagree.
Okay.
And I had to get to the point of saying, you know what? I understand that. And she had to remind me because I didn't get it to the point. She said, hey, we had a conversation. We agree to disagree. And that's what a lot of people need to understand, that at the end of the day, what feelings, at the end of the day, it's not a point of agreeing to disagree. It's a point of how to understand a person's feelings. First of all, I might disagree with your point, but I'm understanding your meaning.
Yeah.
That's the point. And once you get that, any relationship can work at the end of the day. And once you get that, it'll work. It will work smoothly to understand a person. So it's not always about the sign. It's a point of understanding. I think, like I always tell people with zodiac signs, you have to understand your weaknesses. I know my weaknesses. And my weakness is that I'm emotional. I understand that. And I think a lot of Cancers understand that. And I feel like my moon is in Libra. So my Libra helps me balance.
Yeah.
Of a point of when I'm being too emotional and when I'm to the point of saying, hey, you know, at the end of the day, what you're doing is wrong. Yeah. I'm sorry. I know I'm being emotional, but what you're doing is wrong. And it really helps me a lot. So I know how to analyze a lot of situations that I've been through of knowing to use my Libra moon to say, hey, you know what, Terry?
Lord. It hit.
Todd Ho, you're being emotional in this scenario. You know, I don't think I brought up to a situation that happened not too long ago where I was being super emotional, but my Libra side kicked in to the point of saying, "Hey, you know these people, they love you, they care about you. Stop thinking super negative at the end of the day." Because I'm being emotional. I'm thinking about the worst case scenario at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah.
That's
But I
me.
mean, there's nothing wrong with, sometimes, because sometimes
Well,
I'm a Pisces
you got a
and
Cancer
Cancer,
moon, so
so
I just feel
emotion
bad.
is all I run on.
I feel bad for him. He has a Cancer
Oh.
moon and also
Is a
a
Pisces.
Pisces.
And I
That
have a Capricorn sun.
actually,
I think I'm a Capricorn sun.
oh Lord, Broderick is a Capricorn moon. You know, that really caused frictions between us.
I believe
but
it. But I mean, it's nothing wrong with
at the same time, I
Yeah.
feel like it's because I don't know, I really read about it. It was like, oh Lord, if you got 2 water signs, it's like, yeah, that's a lot
of emotion.
Yeah, because I have a my rising sun is Gemini, and then I was thinking about it. I was like, I can see that in some points, but I was like, that Cancer and that Libra.
That's probably why you're so okay with Lawrence doing what he's doing, because he's also two-faced.
Bitch. But no, I really see that, but I always try to correct that.
Yeah.
And everything. So I think it's just that Libra side of the balance and the Cancer of the point of feeling.
So I have a question for you. Okay. In your previous situation, when you were kind of sort of questioning your feelings, was that kind of situation going on?
Well, what feelings?
You know, like when you would feel something about the boy, he who shall not be named, when you would feel something and you would like say, he said I'm being emotional or something like that. You know what I mean? Like in those kind of moments, did you feel like that was that?
I feel like what that point was.
If you want to talk about, if you don't want to talk about it,
we can talk about it.
Okay, go ahead.
I feel like what that was that at the end of the day, we just had great sex.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, we did.
Yeah.
So, and I always say sex ruins everything. So at the end of the day, I feel like he knew how to handle it in a certain decor. I feel like that's what he did, and I feel like, I don't know. It's just like things were just happening. Like when I like to make things work, when I fall in love with you, I really try to make it work.
He falls in love heavy,
and I try to make it work.
Like,
I accept you.
He's like those young adult novel girls, like Twilight-y, that kind of thing. Okay. That's not saying that you're like, it's a bad thing. It's because your emotions, your love for somebody is pure. Like it's pure in that you are true about how you feel about that person. So that's
I think it was a different person that I encountered. They knew how to handle me. I would say while Libras, they know how to do away with you in certain ways. They know how to handle things and stuff like that. So I think anything assessment of Libra with Cancer, a Libra can captivate a Cancer, know how to handle a situation, a dialogue, a situation with a Cancer of keeping them off balance, even though they off balance as themselves. So I get that, and I feel like that's what this person had done to me, but at the sense of then, I had to do something too that I did. My friend had to take my own advice with a situation. At the end of the day, and I feel like what this situation with this relationship was really going like super like bad.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like I always kept that point that I done everything right. I didn't disrespect you. I didn't cheat on you. I feel like in a situation with a relationship, when you do everything to make it work, and you still getting the same results. At the end of the day, when you're doing acting out of love or trying to do something for a person, and I felt like I looked at a lot of things. I had to take myself to sit there and say, "Hey," and I think what it really was at the end of the day, it was you. You were the one that told me that, and I think he was high that day actually.
Oh,
when you told me that you didn't like him. And I knew that, because you gotta listen to your friends.
And you know,
your
so
friends
funny.
love you.
You know,
like,
it's actually so funny about that. I don't even remember saying it. Like, just saying
you told
it.
me. You said, I don't like him. You said,
Did I say it
you
as
said,
calm? Did I say it that
Tired
calm?
You was like, I love you, but I don't like him. I don't like
Was
the
that
way
the
he
bathroom? Was that the?
That's when it was about BJ House.
Oh, I don't even
And
remember saying
you
that.
told me that it changed everything. It changed how I looked at things. It changed how I felt about things, because
Yeah.
I said, I looked at you and I was like, this is my best friend in the whole world. He loves me to that. I wouldn't think anything better. I'm not saying that you're the perfect person, but you gotta understand about people.
There's a
You gotta know what person,
like, you
when
gotta
your
know
person
when somebody
genuinely
really
loves you.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like, you love me. And I was like, when you said those words to me, I looked at things differently.
Mm-hmm.
It changed everything, how I looked at things. And I was like, I analyzed that situation. I say, for you to feel that way and knowing that you care about and love me and wanted me to win, I looked at it.
Yeah.
And how protective you were. I was like, you know, that was it. That's when I had took myself out that scenario and I had to look at it and I say, hey, my best friend said he don't like this person. I know he want the best for me.
Yeah.
At the end of
and
the day.
the thing is, I didn't even know him like that. Like,
you didn't know,
I mean?
But you know, he pretty later on he known, because I really like to analyze a person on myself before I even ask for advice. So I really kept a lot of things in until I expressed things to you.
Yeah.
Before I knew anything.
Yeah.
So of getting his opinion. So when it all happened, I had to take that. So that was everything to me.
Mm-hmm.
I analyzed it and I was like, it's just certain things was like hidden to me. And then I did a thing where I had addressed the situation. And I feel like when a person love you and care about you, they're not going to wait 1 day, 2 days. And when you express your feelings about it,
mm-hmm.
they're not going to wait 1 day, 2 days, 3. They're not going to wait no day.
Yeah.
They're going to express it.
Yeah.
So I took that advice that I gave to a friend of mine's
mm-hmm.
to do. And I took my own advice.
Yeah.
And once I did that, I never looked back.
Yeah.
You have to come out there. Listen to your friends. Your friends not hating.
True.
Let me tell you something. It is, look. Mm-hmm. I like that Rihanna song where they say the same old mistakes. And then the friends like, how shall I let you down? Like, how did you let us out? Listen to your friends. Like, a lot of friends, like, they're like,
though I do agree. I love that song. That song is so amazing.
It is so amazing.
Listen.
Because friends gonna tell you, look, this is what it is. This is
what
this person doing.
This is that same mistake you already made.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that's a true friend. Somebody who's going to be like, look, I don't like where this is going. I don't like how they're doing. Like, you do that to me all the time. When I be like, how do you feel about this situation? And you're like, you know what? I don't.
Exactly. Because I know you give so much. You know, I always, look, first of all, I know you. Mm-hmm. I know you as a person and stuff like that. And it's just like, I would never want you to go through something that I can see similar to what I've been through. Or have a feeling that I've been through. And I'm like, no, at the end of the day. You know, at the end of the day. And I feel like at the end of it's just how it is. Like, and that I'm telling you, that was even what BJ say something about him or whatever kiss me. It was only you. Mm-hmm. When you said those words, that got me out the whole situation. That's when I looked at things completely different. And I know I said the same. I was like, oh, you really don't know him and stuff. But that stuck on my mind. That,
yeah.
That was, you gotta have that person that you trust to know that.
Switch up a little bit.
And then they're like, cause remind you guys.
Sorry.
Oh Lord, didn't even know this person.
I really
Before
didn't.
as what he heard, because when he met him, it was a very bad, awkward situation.
Here's the thing: was so funny, and we did talk about this before. But like I said, when I first met him, I was like, "Oh, who is this?" And then he's like, "Oh, that's he who shall not be named." And I was like, "Oh, this is okay." It was just like
he did not even know him.
It was so random. It didn't even feel like I felt like it was gonna be a big production when I meet him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be more. But it wasn't. It was just, I met him.
It was. So, and, you know...
it's one of those things where you have to let go, and you have to forgive that person for what they did. Doesn't mean forget. That does not mean
Yeah.
forget. Because, like you said earlier, you always will have a moment when somebody's telling you something. You be like, look, I went through that same situation.
Yeah.
Don't do yourself like that. Love yourself enough to get out of that.
And remind your friends when they tell you about previous things that they've been doing, like, hey, you're going through the same thing. And that brings to the point of my friend, D. I'll say, you're going through the same situation.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this. At the end of the day. Let me tell you something at the end of the day. A lot of people are not easy to change very quickly. Don't think you got that bomb ass pussy, you got the best looks, that they're going to just change for you. At the end of the day.
Because they won't.
And I was telling my girl, I was like, look, I think you're gorgeous, I think you're beautiful, but I say, you got to remember that.
None of that really
even though she feel like she had advantage because she looked better than him. I'm like, she looked way better than him. I'm like, okay, girl. You run the circles around the thinker. But at the same time, I had to let her know, like, you're doing the same scenario.
Yeah. And don't let that fool you, because I've met some dudes that was like ugly, that I thought was ugly, and they was playing so many games. So it's like, even if they not even all that, they still will play mind games on you. They still will try to play you. So you got to be like, okay, no. Even if you're ugly, you still try.
We need to do a podcast on that. The point is, does look matters?
We should do that. Yeah, we could do that.
Because I talked to somebody and I thought they looked good. We'll get into that. I have experience. But I think that's what we should do.
We would do that, yeah.
But just know, understand about your mistakes.
Yeah.
Recognize of it and understand it. And like I said, I'm so sorry. This podcast has been a long thing.
It has. We're almost an hour. We're almost 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah. Oh, because forgiveness is a big topic.
It is.
At the end of the day.
We may have ran off, but it connected. It's always connected. Of course it connected. Everything connects. All right, you guys. So
forgive,
I guess more of the story.
Yeah, forgive. Always. Forget. I don't care. Forgive it. But never forget.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what what America is built on. We don't like to repeat history. I think that's one thing we don't like.
We're trying.
We're trying, even though we're doing it.
Even though we're trying. That's like, America's like, look, you said don't repeat. I heard repeat.
That's why we, as a point of, to know our history, as when we're in school, to understand it and know it. And it's just like, it's the same thing as your life. Understanding your experience and how you dealt with things and how you deal with things at the end of the day.
Movie like that a little bit yet? Sorry. Go ahead.
So, we're going to end up with that, y'all.
Yeah.
Forgive.
That's it. Really, that's
and move
literally
on.
The only...
I would say the reason why they say forget, because forget is when you forgive somebody, you're really going to move on from you. Yeah. It's not a point you forgetting. It's just the point of you're not worrying about it. Because
it's not the first.
When you forget
you're not waking up in the morning, man, Reginald owed me $50. Where's he at? You're not doing all that. You just
like when that girl was pissing you off when you was in class, you like who was bullying. You were like, oh, I'm over that. Now, when someone do something towards it, it's the point you don't forget.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah. But the reason why I say forget, because you don't let things linger on your mind.
Yeah.
Because, it does. Don't let it linger on your mind.
Oh, it can. If you let it,
that will haunt you. And I feel like even like with the relationship I've been in right now, I don't have no memories or even affection a situation where it's reminding me of something my ex did. Yeah. And that's a good scenario.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not used to it because I'm used to expecting it, because every person I've been with, I was expecting the same thing and I got it. But it's like, I'm, at the end of the day. So, remember.
Happy people, whatever, I guess.
Oh, child, he happy. He lying.
I am. I'm happy for him. You
happy for yourself.
No, I'm saying you always got to be happy for your friends. When they do something, when they come up, when they got something going on in their life, you got to be happy for your friend.
And don't be that friend. Like I always say, I always try to give my friend best advice. Now, I don't try to recognize my relationship and say it has to be the best relationship. Yeah. I do feel like
everybody's different.
I got a very good, but I always look at the point of knowing my friend.
Yeah.
And when I made the suggestion with the situation where she was going through, I say, hey, you know what? Hey, I do like the guy. I think he's a cool guy, but I don't think he's the guy for you. Really listen to it. The person like I know you very well enough, and I feel like this person just not gonna fit the criteria. I know what kind of person this person might be at the end of the day.
And I know what you deserve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I had made a such a suggestion to her, which I brought up, was I said, hey, she was dating this person. She has kids, by the way. And I said, hey, girl, I love and care about you. But I said, at the end of the day, I say, this is what you need to ask yourself about this man. She was like, well, what? I say, there's 2 questions I got to ask you. She said, what? I say, you have a daughter? She said, yes. I said, do you have a son? She said, yes. I say, the man that you're talking to and want to date, do you feel like you want your daughter to be with him?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you feel
that's
like
a good one.
your son, you wish your son to become like him? And she said, hell no. He not the guy that you should be dating. She said, well, what? I said, because why you don't deserve better? Because I say, at the end of the day, your kid's gonna experience as a point of whatever he let out. I hate when people that say that, oh, me, whoever I'm dating, does not have a reflection of, by any of my kids' business. I hate when people do that. Because, like, it has a lot to do.
Yeah, because that
Thank God me
person,
and you grew up in a situation where we just know one person, which was our father.
because that person, that cares to them. Like, being around that person, they're like, oh, if mommy's okay with this, then I should be okay with this, right?
And BG went through the same thing. He has a point of never want, even though his kid's grown, but he never has a point of accepted as a point of, hey, my kids come first.
Yeah.
In a scenario. At the end of the day. Even though I prefer not to date a person with kids, but even I did date with a person with kids. Mm-hmm. And I said, even when we was talking, I said, hey, I gotta get to know you before I get to know the child.
Yeah, because I can't. And that's why, for me, I feel like I would date somebody with kids, but I would want to get to know you, because I would never want to be introduced to somebody's kids and I'm not going to be in your life.
And I never met a child. I said I would not meet her.
Yeah.
And it was a girl. And then she was like, I want you. I said, I would not meet her.
Oh, Lord.
Why? I said, I got to get to know who you. Because if I'm going to be into it, I'm going to be in it for a long run.
Yeah.
So remind yourself. All right, you guys, we're going to wrap it up.
Sorry, guys. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, you're good. Because, really need to wrap it up. It's going to be 2 hours. Okay, you guys.
It was so good talking to you guys again.
Mm-hmm. So, forgiveness. We got to forgive everybody. Yeah. Even Donald Trump.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Once he got out of office, we'll forgive him.
Yes.
Right now, he got a lot of shit he got going on.
Oh, yes. So, this is our Lord signing off.
And Tide Ho.
Bye, guys.
Bye.